Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Bring It On. Let's keep fighting towards our ship so we can rest and recover and then come back and finish purging this one.
The light of terror shines for us.
Was that a fake trap? Because we definitely triggered that. But she didn't get an injury. Also, we've got another fight on our hands. I see 2 Heralds of Corruption. So let's let the Vox Skulls buff their allies and heal their allies. Alright. Also have Mad Magos here. Alright, well, this looks like a tough fight.
Beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
Jai over here, Abelard, as far forward as we can get him. The Heinrich's up here as well. I guess put Argenta here and Heinrich's maybe back here for now. No, up here. Pascal we want back here. Pascal gets his first turn. Let's do perfect spot. Have him start working on these guys.
My vow is to serve.
Front line. Right there is fine.
Approved.
Rear for Pascal and back line for these two.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Not sure if we can actually melee these guys or not. I'll try it next time. Alright, let's buff Pascal. Give him take aim, and then give him an extra turn. Gotta get this buff out. Let's just take 2 AP, but he goes next, so it should be fine. I'd swap her to this instead.
The Omnisire condemns you.
There's one of those down. Can I hit this guy? I cannot. Actually, does that damage? The target is a mechanism or machine, it suffers 35 shock damage instead. Or if it has reject the flesh feature. So, targets with reject the flesh feature suffer 35 shock damage. If the target is a mechanism or machine, it suffers 35 shock damage instead. Either way, it's 35 shock damage. But it doesn't have any of those features, so no reason to use Machine Spirit Banishment on those guys.
Running binaric override.
That gives him some armor for the rest of combat. Now for Argenta. Have a weird spot.
As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. Each stroke is a prayer. Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it.
Alright, I would like to close the distance with this guy and have Abelard try to tie him up.
At your beck and call.
Could have used this first, but that's alright. Actually, let's go ahead and use a Daring Breach here and just lay into this guy as much as we can. Probably not the best use of my momentum when I could give Pascal an extra turn from one of my officers.
Victory is imminent.
But he seems like a pretty significant threat, so I don't mind doing that. Alright, buff up Heinrichs with that. Then we go ahead and give Pascal another turn. And we took out those, so we have one over here.
Probability analysis successful.
That was a really good use of his turn. And then we throw a grenade over here. That takes 2 AP. Never mind. If I take this out... Oh, I can't. Whenever you mind me, then. I could try to block this guy in. That might not be the worst idea.
I'm ready for whatever comes. I'll see to it personally.
Almost took him out. Ouchies.
I faced worse than this.
Naturally.
Grenade away! Oh, shoot. That's a lot of turns in a row. There's only the 2 Heralds of Corruption left, I think, so not too bad.
It's nothing.
Ow. Yeah, I knew putting her up that far is not the best idea. Like it's another turn. Well, that sucks.
Our Emperor, deliver us.
Injury is not an excuse to show.
It's hard to prioritize what to go after first in this fight. The Vox Skulls are a huge menace. But the Heralds of Corruption, I think, have to be the ones we take out first, right? Yeah, we had to risk that. I think she might be able to finish this off, right? Not quite. But we're gonna do it anyway. Alright, now there's only one left. We can put this on this guy. Fantastic.
My vow is to serve. Running by Narek override.
I actually have a couple options here. I think I want to go and try and finish off the Magos.
At your beck and call. It will be done.
It's as good as done.
Hi, Pasco. I want you to take out this other... For my chances of hitting, is it 100%? I don't see a percentage above it, so... We're actually out of range there. That sucks, we're out of range. Alright, well... Goodbye, Magos. And then we position ourselves here, take out this guy.
I'll see to it personally. Your end was inevitable.
Why can't I
Everyone, step
position over
aside.
there?
For the throne's glory. Alright, so the only companion I'm really worried about is Jai and that Servitor. But she's got a decent dodge chance, so maybe Nibble was worth it. I didn't like it at first, but starting to appreciate it now.
Don't get too cocky.
So even if I give Pascal another turn right now, he's not in range of the Herald of Corruption, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, we'll still buff
I
him
can
up.
do that with the right incentive.
Maybe we still give him another turn so he can shoot at one of these other guys. Or buff everybody else up anyway.
Wanna see it
Nope.
today?
Better yet, let's give Pascal a whole nother turn. Move him up here. Might take some damage in turn. Nope, that worked out swimmingly.
The scriptural prognosis.
I'm not going to move her because she'll take an attack of opportunity that she doesn't have to take. And then Pascal. You do that.
Request approved. Significant value.
Alright, Jai's safe. We just have to... A 38% chance on that guy. 95% here. 2%.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all. Request approved. My vow is to serve.
At your beck and call. Indeed. It will be done.
Who, if not you, never stood a chance.
Another servitor down. Where is Iron Arm applied? He does not, so we'll do that.
I need a foothold.
I don't know if I misclicked there or what happened.
Let's see to it.
Holy terror, smite your enemies.
I could have charged as well against that guy, but this is fine.
But of course, Lord Captain.
Get me a
Right
turret.
behind cover. Okay, so Pascal's going to focus on the box skulls now. Otherwise, we'll be constantly fighting against their healing and extra attack turns.
Am I getting paid for this?
The order is contrary to dogmatic protocols.
Yeah, he had to reload. That's okay.
Running binaric override.
Reduce to dust. Victory is imminent.
I'm a member.
Let's get Pascal another turn and have him focus these guys down. In fact, let's do this. I can't quite.
Request approved. The Omnissiah condemns you.
Alright, so it should just be a pretty basic fight going forward.
Running binaric override.
Except we can't see anybody else, but we can give another turn to
The Omnissiah
Abelard instead.
knows
Have him
all,
close the distance with the Technomat back here.
I'm not interested. exemplary strike. I will do my duty.
The Emperor is on our side. The Inquisition sends their regards.
Nice, that was a fight. Actually, it went pretty well, all things considered.
Always keep your eye on
Those
the prize.
Heralds of Corruption are just a real pain in the butt. And paired with all those Vox Skulls, these guys are just getting way too much support.
Keep your wits about you.
I was really hoping we can go to the ship and then return to this one.
See, right there. I better myself through my service. Never doubt me.
It's possible that one trap was a burning trap. We didn't see the animation for it, but Argenta's immune to burning damage.
I always have a backup plan.
Let's see if we get a warning when we try to leave, because I like to get rid of these traumas that my characters have. Actually, Adira would be really good in this area too, since she does shock damage. Also, a little while ago, someone was driving down the road just blasting their horn repeatedly.
Is there money to be made?
I didn't meet the microphone in time, but if I didn't, just know that's what that noise was.
What deeds await us?
Whoops. Couple of misclicks, so that's alright. We've already read all this. Restore power. Quick save.
Let us not dawdle.
And see what awaits. Negos Tiberius Mala. In the rage of the beast, iron protect us. That looks like a boss fight. Headhunter Light Carapace. It's awareness. How can we get a bonus percentage to dodge? Might be worth giving to her, right? Who has the best awareness? Alright, so we give it to Argenta instead. And could give this to him. And then he can kind of stand in Argenta's AoE attacks. Yeah, this definitely looks like a fight.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Can we take out...
binaric override.
There we go. A little less cover we have to worry about. Then again, that could have been cover we could use, depending on how this fight plays out. Oh well, what's done is done. Let's go ahead and put some stuff. Refill our consumable slots that we've used. From the lines of the antipath, circuit preserve us. The air in the room is permeated by a wild mixture of miasmas of both mechanical and biological origin. Blood, rust, vomit, machine oil, excrement, kerosene. All these smells blend together into such a thick stench that it almost feels palpable. Just as the air is one mad tangle of odors, the device in front of you is a mishmash of wriggling wires and transplanted fragments. In all the clutter, one can almost miss the main component. A heavily augmented man, whose upper body is embedded into the frame of the machine, dozens of wires piercing his flesh. A crest of congealed blood and other bodily fluids covers the man's entire body, but his eyes are open, and his gaze is keen. This gaze is turned to you, devoid of surprise or deference. Who are you, disturbing the peace of holy martyrs in the home of our grief? What do you want? The symbols your brethren protect themselves with are symbols of chaos. Your knowledge is lacking, Invader. Those are secret, holy symbols, imparted to us by the Omnissiah. How else would my tech comrades have survived, if not for their protection? So many of us were devoured by evil. He falls silent, as if lost in thought. Who are you? A servant of the Omnissiah, an acolyte of the machine, a prisoner of purgatory, and a keeper of corruption. Man whispers via the implanted vox. Every word or motion causes his crippled body to shudder. Bloody foam glints from inside the wire-pierced wounds. What happened to your ship? Ship. There is no ship. There is only purgatory, a world of evil, made to harrow and torture those who follow the Omnissiah. It has already killed many of my brethren, but those who remain are strong, so very strong. We'll keep the corruption in the machine at bay. I will hold it back. I've accepted a higher calling, the only one among my brethren to do so. As I keep the evil at bay with prayers and sacred symbols engraved on their traitorous flesh, I take this evil inside myself. I imbibe it as one does water, but it can do me no harm, for I am the Eye of Sanctity. I am the sacred filter, the link that protects other parts of the machine from this caustic taint. And for as long as I remain here, the corruption will not prevail. This statement is false. I am registering corruption in this unit identical to that surrounding us. I am registering a violation of the cleansing protocol, which dictates steering the ship into the heart of the nearest star for the purposes of cleansing annihilation. I am registering betrayal of the sacred machine spirits placed in the charge of those weak in faith. The man looks at his comrade and replies with a long series of clicks and technolingua. Permission to use the sacred language has been revoked. Impurity will not be permitted to enter the pure speech of Binaric. Your mortal shell will soon exhaust its vital energies. Pray mutely while you still have the time. There is no fate more honorable than purgation through suffering in the name of faith. But you were deceived, servant of the Omnissiah. Your torment is not holding back the corruption. It is sustaining it. It is not too late to expel this blight. Cool. So, got the Conviction of Faith effect for permanent. So grants plus 100% critical hit chance until the next critical hit is scored. The man's eyes clear for a moment. They still lack understanding, but there's a hint of surprise. He slowly looks around the room, at the ecstatic priests, at his own mangled body. His vox hisses, as if he is struggling to say something. Suddenly, the mingled stench in the room is drowned out by the sharp, piercing smell of ozone and grease. You sense that the nauseating atmosphere that prevailed in the room has condensed into a single point of evil in the depths of the ship. It is now hurtling toward you. Oh. Well.
I'll make an example out of you.
I was expecting a Forgefiend here. Servitor, box skulls. Alright. First thing we need to find are any Heralds of Corruption around the room. I don't see any. Just the box skulls, the servitors, and the Forgefiend. That I can handle. Alright, what does he do? It's a raging fiend. When this creature suffers damage the first time in a round, it becomes enraged and strikes back after every additional attack suffered this round. Plasma shots. Manifestation. I've seen that before. Combat Master. Creature switches negative effects. It becomes staggered instead of suffering the stunned or cannot attack effect. It becomes slowed instead of immobilized and suffers the side dampening effect instead of psychosomatic trauma. Also, the creature is immune to falling prone. And a demon engine. Demon machine gains armor equal to its willpower percent, deflection equal to its toughness bonus, immunity to perils of the warp, and immunity to toxic damage. Alright, well that is a lot going on. I kind of want to spread out a bit, but also want my buffs. We'll put die back here. There's better cover for him. This isn't terrible.
Indeed.
Holy crap.
Liturgy is required. Request approved.
Why can't I shoot this guy?
Cogitation failed. My vow is to serve. Request approved.
Tell me, and it is done.
One fewer target.
Hey there, Abelard. Gonna take a little while longer, buddy. Well, this works out nicely.
As the Emperor commands, I act. I'll do it. I will endure.
Ouchies.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
I'm gonna take out this guy.
At your beck and call. Not my worst day. Yet.
So I'm gonna try to reduce his damage each turn if we can. Hey there, Abelard.
Oh, not like this.
The scriptural prognosis is favorable.
Don't get too cocky. You've got a problem? I've got a prize. Am I getting paid for this? Going somewhere?
I took out one of them at least.
Doubt is for the weak.
I wouldn't mind getting to some sort of cover.
The best defense is a good offense.
Tell me, and it is done.
Unfortunate.
The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
Alright, I do that, I hit my Commissar as well, so not gonna do that. And we miss. Great.
I can do that with the right incentive.
Request approved.
I debuff him and give him a shot.
My vow is to serve.
you die on me now!
Oh, we're still in it.
You've got a problem. I've got a problem.
I'll make it happen.
Request approved. Running binaric override. The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
I may be down, but
Putting up defense over the body of the fallen units.
Well, I've been in worse spots before.
Don't get too cocky.
Have I? I don't know. I'm just talking. Also a little terrified.
Am I getting paid for this?
Alright, need to get him to cover. He's the only one that's going to be able to take out this guy, so... there is no more cover up here, which is extremely unfortunate.
Request approved.
How many exploits does he have? I see the one right now.
My vow is to serve.
That's a good hit. Hey, we dodged. Fantastic. Hey, hey, hey! Alright,
They'll write
hold your
legends
turn.
about
I should
me.
have buffed him up first. That's alright. On cover, remove this.
Request
Over here.
approved.
Perfect spot. Not gonna reload. Don't know if I should or not. Alright, let's do this.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends.
Alright, one more shot. If it lands, of course.
Vital functions successfully
Heck yeah.
terminated.
Well, that went... well, far worse than I was expecting, and then far better.
rise to the top.
A roller
or
coaster
get
of
left in
emotions.
the dust.
An empty shell of a demon engine, it was this creation, horrifying mix of real space technologies and the deranged powers of the warp, that disrupted the ship's systems and twisted the tech priest's minds.
I always have a backup plan.
He's still around? The man's mutilated body is racked by wave after wave of convulsions. Evil. That was evil incarnate. Evil. The corruption that watches us day and night. Suddenly, the man raises his head and looks you straight in the eye. You have banished the evil. You tried to warn me, but I was deaf. The ship, the Alpha Gamma. It followed us from there. That doesn't bode well. The Alpha Gamma. Is that where your ship is from? Yes, the man whispers. The ship and the planet. The traitors among our brethren. tormenting the sacred mechanisms, letting corruption into their systems. They turn that which is holy into the unholy. And they set these new twisted machines on us, their tech comrades. We managed to flee, but one of the monsters found its way onto the ship. A tear appears at the corner of his eye. He thrashes frantically, and the mess of wires piercing his body. We fought. We cut off one module after another, as one cuts away rotting flesh. But it followed. Its invisible influence, the corruption it exuded, it claimed us one by one. The crew were merely humans of flesh and blood. They were so weak, they succumbed so easily. We could not save them from evil, and so we gave the ship to the darkness among the stars. But the darkness came for us too. In this last module, where we intended to make our last stand, then I sacrificed myself. I became a filter, a stopper against the corruption emanating from the machine. I succumbed. The corruption came for our souls. The corruption of Kiava Gamma. Traitors. With the last of his efforts, he rasps. The fabricator censor. It all started with him. He was the one who let this taint into the sacred code. He was the one who doomed our brethren. He was the one who spawned the steel monstrosities in the furnace of our planet. You've succumbed to chaos and paid for your weakness. Weakness. The flesh is weak. The spirit must be stronger. The spirit reaches out to the machine. The madman's whispers gradually turn into wheezing, then stop. Diagnostor grants plus 15 Medicae, which I may give to... I like the bonus to awareness more, though, especially with this armor. I guess in the ring slot. May as well give it to him, I guess. He also has the first aid manual, so that fits. And it's okay for him to have as the tank. He can kind of sustain himself on the front line.
Is there money to be made?
Was a fun little fight. Unexpected. Also unexpected that we came out on top, but I'm not complaining.
I always keep my options open.
Alright, I'm going to call it here, and next time we'll return to this ship and continue exploring the system. And recover our wounds. That was a tough little fight. Alright, I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.